In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the missing term in an arithmetic sequence by first finding the common difference. So an arithmetic sequence is one where we find the next term by adding a constant number to each term. So in the example on the screen now, we see that the constant number that we're adding is 5. So the first 6 terms of this sequence are shown, and if I wanted to know what the 7th term is, I would just add 5 to the 6th term. So that would give me 34 as my 7th term. Now, if we don't know the common difference and we need to find it, all you have to do is take any term that's in the sequence and subtract from it the term that's before that. So let's say I picked 10. All I have to do is subtract 10 minus the term that's before it, which is 7. And that tells me that my common difference in this sequence is 3. I'm going to get 3 no matter which 2 terms I pick. So if I pick 13, I would subtract 10 from it, I still get 3. So in this sequence that's in front of me, the common difference is 3, which would mean that in order to find the 5th term, I would just have to add 3 and find out that it's 16. Now, the difference in this example is that they didn't give us 2 terms that were consecutive, that were right next to each other. This problem gave us the first term and the 4th term. But that's okay. We're still going to follow the same process and find their difference. So if I do -2 minus -20, that's the same thing as -2 plus 20, and that's going to give me 18. So that means that to get from -20 all the way to -2, what I did was plus 18. But that's not my common difference, right? My common difference is how much am I adding to get from one term to the next term. So how many times did I have to add to get from -20 to -2, from the first term to the 4th term? I had to add 3 times. So I'm trying to figure out how much did I add each time? Well, if I added 18 and I added 3 times, then that means that each time I added 6. And so now that we know what the common difference is, what we can do is just keep on adding 6 until we get to that 8th term that this problem was asking us for. So starting where we left off, which was the 4th term, we're going to add 6 to get us 4 as our 5th term, and then 10, and then 16, and then finally 22 as our 8th term in this sequence. Now, instead of doing repeated addition, we also could use our explicit formula for arithmetic sequences, because now we know the value of D. So we know that our common difference in this problem was 6. We know that we're looking for the value when n is 8. It was the 8th term. I'm going to bring down my -1. We know that our first term is -20, and that's going to help us figure out what our 8th term is. So now we have -20 plus 6 times 7. A sub 8 is going to be -20 plus 42, and -20 plus 42 is 22, which is exactly what we got before. And the last thing I'll show you is just how we can use the formula to find the common difference a little more formally. So we could use the information we have, which is the value of a sub 1 and the value of a sub 4, and we could substitute those into the formula in order to find the common difference. So instead of writing a sub n, we know that we're dealing with a sub 4. So my 4th value is -2 in this sequence. So I'm going to make that -2. My a sub 1, or my first term, is -20. Plus the common difference I don't know, so I'm going to leave it as D. And my n, which refers to this n, is the 4 because we put in the 4th term of the sequence right over here. So it's going to be 4 minus 1. Now I can just solve this equation. So I can say -20 plus, I'm going to distribute this D to the parentheses. So I'm going to get 4D minus D. Now when I combine like terms on the right side, I get 3D. To get D by itself, I'm going to do inverse operation. So I'm going to add 20 to both sides. That's going to give me 18 equals 3D. And then to get D by itself, I'm dividing by 3. And I get D equals 6, which of course we had before. So just another way to get your common difference a little more formally. If this video helped you understand how to find those missing terms and sequences, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you guys for watching.